We're going live. We're going live. Stand by.
Bonanza, Bonanza, we're hanging out. It's the Brandon Bonanza Show. Bonanza, Bonanza, we're hanging out on the Brandon Bonanza Show. Hanging out on the Brandon Bonanza Show. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks again to my good friend Quentin Farrell for that. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Brandon Bonanza Show. What's up, everybody? Are you excited? I said, are you excited? We have a quote for today, and I'm going to talk while I retrieve that quote from my email because I'm so silly. I thought I had it up here, but I didn't. It's okay. How's the chat doing? How do I sound? How's it going, everybody? Don't go far because I have some cool plans. I'm gonna talk about some stuff that I planned on talking about, and then I have a whole bunch of tarot decks right here, and I'm gonna pull some cards for people if you'd like, and we'll pull a card for this episode as well, and just warming up my voice a little bit, Got to do that from time to time. Make sure I don't strain my voice. What's going on? Let's see what's up in the chat. Hey, what's up, Spoons? What's up, Emerson? Yeah, what's going on? Where is everybody? I know it's kind of probably a weird time, but what are you gonna do, right? It's a good time for me, and people will see this when they need to, I guess. Whatever, people will catch up. I think I'm gonna try to find a more regular time for my show, but it might be a couple times a week. I mean, I did. If you guys haven't seen the live stream that I did, here, let me get my. All right, here we're coming into Marlboro country now, everybody. Go to leafonly.com if you want organic tobacco leaves that you could smoke and you could be like Brandon Bonanza. All my things in the light. There we go. I gotta show you all my cool turquoise. You could be like me and wear cool aqua shirts. I wish you guys could see the whole shirt. It has flowers on it. I'm a fancy man. Yeah, so I get if you guys are curious about what I smoke, it's mostly tobacco from Leaf Only. And I get the full leaf. You can just cut it right up. It's great. What's up, Quiet Sparky Bear? What's going on? If you guys stick around, I'll pull a card for you. I do have a quote, I promise. I'm getting it right now. I'm so discombobulated. Here it is. Okay. Yeah. What is today, July? Quote. Quote it out. All right. Now, here it is. You guys are going to like this quote because it's like me. It's what I do. Cheryl, yeah. Here it is. That's all right. Oh, it's just a preview. Whatever. Here we go. This will work. The only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance. And that's what we do over here. I pretty much dance for a living. You guys probably heard the story. I'm a DJ by trade. And I really like this quote because I feel like right now, 2025 especially since like March 1st, May 1st, even the whole year, there's been so much change. Let me get my chat up here so I can see my chat. When I'm by myself, it's different. Yeah, I just finished the quest. Oh, cool. Oh, Duolingo. Yeah. I used to be on Duolingo, but then they try to tell me what to do all the time, and literally I know that's like maybe it's a blind spot, whatever, but they just kept being like, "Hey, don't you want?" And I'm like, "Stop telling me what to do, Duolingo." And now it's just an app on my phone. I had to silence the. So yeah, I know. I mean, I speak Spanish when again. Allora, that's Spanish. That's Italian. Hola, hola, mi audience. I don't know all the words. I speak Spanglish, like Cypress Hill. Speaking Spanglish. Anyway, this year there's been a lot of changes I've noticed in I got married. Congratulations to me. Yes, I'm very excited. We did it, officially in front of family and friends. So That's cool. Yeah, dude, I could turn off the notifications, Emerson, totally, and just do what I want. I'm just a silly man, though, you know? Uh, yeah, so I got married. I found out some things about my parentage, that was all good stuff, just all these like either revelations or life changes. And now also there's no more oversharing show. So there's that too. So it's just going to be the Brandon Bonanza show. So, guys, if you want to stick around, I'm going to keep going. I think Sharon might have plans to do other stuff. If she does, we'll let you know about that. Um, let's see, what else did I want? Yeah, so I mean, everything's great. I had so many plans, and I was going to start doing my show. Not really resurrect, but my show is more scattered hit or miss, but I wanted to do it more regularly, and I wanted to use the summer to start doing it, and that's what I did. And now there's a no more oversharing show, so this kind of works out to be synchronistic, I guess. So it's cool because I always have so much to say. I mean, I could just do 2 hours a day, probably. I won't do that. Maybe one day I will, but yeah, right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's not up to me, but we'll see what happens. The future, listen, anything can happen. So we'll just keep our eyes wide open. But what I was saying is I could just talk like, I mean, for days. Ask my lovely wife. She knows. That's why she doesn't always watch a lot of my shows. I get it because she's like on my show all the time. She's like, my wife is just an audience member to the Brandon Bonanza life. So she did watch the one I did. You guys should check it out. I did it with my friend Dustin, Berserking History in Buffalo. Berserking. He uncovers a lot of cool stuff about the city of Buffalo. Hidden history, you guys know the deal. It's really good stuff, though. Check it out, and check out that podcast. I had a great time. It was a really good conversation. That's what I like about my style is I just let people talk. You know, we just let them go, and then sometimes I'll break in a little bit. But I mean, and then the week before that, I did a good one with my friend Joe and Jeff from Germany. Joe and Jeff from Germany. Maybe if I say their names, they'll show up in the chat. All right, I'm gonna have some nice tea. Oh, I didn't realize it. Is this a green screen thing? No, it really matches. But if I put a green screen on, it'd be weird. Yeah, so I also want to start doing stand-up comedy. I have all this stuff written. I know I look like I died for your sins. Um, it's just I don't know that the mics around here. It hasn't been the timing has been off, but I have been writing and I'm looking forward to it. So I'll just stop talking about it. But a lot of things, I have this book over here. It's called Dune, and I'm really thinking about reading it as a podcast, like an audiobook form with some commentary for you guys with my lovely velvety chocolate voice. And let me know what you guys think about that in the comments too. If you guys are ever thought about getting into Dune, it's so complicated and confusing at first. So my idea is to kind of make it. Oh, here's my green pen. I was looking for this. My idea is to make it a little simpler for the folks, and then maybe you guys can glean some of the wisdom, and I can show you what I've gleaned from those marvelous Dune novels by that amazing Frank Herbert. I don't know if that guy. I don't know if those books are just made for me or what, but man, some of them later books are just stellar. I do have, speaking of tarot earlier, I have this. It's one of my I don't really have favorites, guys. There's other decks looking at me, but I like this deck a lot. It's my Edgar Allan Poe deck. Edgar Allan Poe, I mean, you know, his stories are just crazy, but they're probably way ahead of his time. Amazing. But anyway, nonetheless, this deck seems to be really synchronistic. Anytime I use it, it's really good. I've given a few people readings with it before, but it's the sacred deck. But I'm sharing it here with my audience because you guys, I tell you, I love you guys. let's see, we got 5 people right now in the chat. That's amazing. I love it. All 5 of you guys, excuse me, are so amazing. And it's great because now that I'm solo, I know none of them are, it's a guest. It's 5 real people. I mean, you know what I mean? 5 eyeballs not involved. All right. So I'm just gonna, let me bring my chat back up here too so I can see it. I also should clear out some of these. I have a couple other quotes on the screen from last. You know, I have a few other quotes I could bring up too while I'm shuffling, and I'll give you guys a little bit to. Here's a good one. Let's see. I'll give you guys something to chew on. La, da, 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 da. I didn't have the cool brand of Bonanza graphic. I just did that for the new one. The evolve grows and the evolve. The show evolves and grows as it goes. He who withdraws himself from actions but ponders on their pleasures in his heart, he is under a delusion and is a false follower of the path. Now, he, they, they mean he and she, any person, all right. But great is the person, man, woman, but you know, man, it meant mankind. You guys get it. Who, free from attachments and with a mind ruling its powers in harmony, works on the path of karma yoga, the path of concentrated action. Now, really what this is telling you is okay, I don't know what it's telling you, right? I would be so presumptuous to guess what you're gleaning from this quote, dear listener, but I could say that what I would glean from this quote of the Bhagavad Gita is it's kind of like a do it till you're done situation. It's something we talk about on the show, on my show, and they go, oh, that it's something I've talked about a lot. And what it is that sometimes whatever it is you're doing that you don't want to be doing, or can be perceived to be negative, or it could be perceived to be great behavior. What were we watching? I was watching a movie or something, and oh yeah, it was Eugene Levy. It was a movie. I don't even know. I just walked in the middle of it, and he was saying something about I can't even recall it. Anyway, you got to do it till you're done. That's the takeaway. Oh, that's what it was. It's kind of like I think he was talking about getting rich. He was talking to this other character, and he's like, when do you ever stop? When's enough? It's like you just keep being successful. And he goes, the problem with that addiction, with work addict, that's what it was. They were talking about work addiction. It's like the problem with work addiction is when you succeed, it's celebrated, you know? So there are some addictions out there that people are like, whoa, that's so cool that you do that. Uh, so sometimes there's not even a public scorn behind it. So anyway, speaking of public scorn, I pulled a card and it's crazy because if you the book this is the card on the cover of the book, which I was just looking at. The Magician. I don't know if it's gonna. Anyways, this card number 1 in the Major Arcana, the Magician. It's a really funky card. You got a raven right there flying off a table. So usually you get a table and all this stuff, but there's a man. But in here, it's a raven. It's like, what can your shadow? And that's what this deck is about. There's a lot of decks that deal with the shadow and the dark side and all that fun stuff. But this one is really, into that shadow stuff. So I like how, because it's really about like creating from your shadow. Like, what can you create from your shadow? What can you take from your shadow and put into the light of day and be proud of and stand next to and say, I made that. I love it. That's what I'm going to take. And you know what? That's what I'm doing with this show. I'm pulling the show out of my shadow. My shadow. I'm pulling this show from my shadow. I gotta watch out. YouTube will kick me off. They'll be like, is that Tool? That sounds just like Tool. We gotta cut him. He doesn't have permission. My show is being channeled from my shadow. Anyway. Yeah, so the magician, what a fortuitous card. Let me, speaking of the book, because it's on the cover of the book, who would I be to deny that omen? I should read what the book has to say. And by the way, if you'd like a reading, let me know in the comments. Could be arranged. but I will pull cards. And the King of Wands is on the bottom. And you know it's crazy? I did a reading yesterday, and this card was involved, and now it's in the what's on the top? Does anyone want to guess? Me. Oh, the same card that was on the top when I did my reading yesterday, and I thoroughly just shuffled these, by the way, guys, just so I brought that other quote up so I could extra shuffle because I love to shuffle. This is a good one. Ten of Swords. Now it's a very dire card. I got this twice, and it really symbolizes like change, embracing and holding on to this change. And I feel like this is it, that's why this deck is so good because the magician seems to be showing up a lot these days. I suppose it makes sense as we seem to be starting new cycles. Yes, spoons. In this deck, it's why I like it because it's so in the moment. It's so what's happening. In the card pull I did last night was very similar. It had the same card on top, the Ten of Swords. And let me just read though about the magician here. But I really feel like it's just a sign for me to keep going. And the swords, it's like, dude, you have all these swords inside you, all these other Brandons, could it be? These other personalities. And if you could learn to see they're all perfect, or if you start, maybe that's the beginning of self-love and working on yourself. I don't know. Am I an expert? No. What do I know? All right, the magician. Oh, Telltale Heart. So this deck is great. This book. Look at this book. I don't know if this is a like advertisement, but everyone, it's like a full page. This is the card. It's a full page representation, all glossy of the card. You don't even need the deck with you. You just got the book right here. You're good. Okay. In this image, Telltale Heart. So, um, this book always gives like a page about the card or I'm sorry, about the story that it comes from, and then it gives the reading. So, and there's also a quote included with this one. The magician, deep into that darkness peering, long eyes stood there, wondering, fearing, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. And that's from the Raven. In this image, a powerful raven takes flight among the elements in its chamber, showing a mastery of fire, air, water, and earth. Wands are represented by candles, cups by a smoking cauldron. Excuse me. And the coins on the table represent pentacles. The yellow color of a flame signifies the magician's sharp intellect. Purple drapery runs over the tabletop and hangs over the fireplace. The bust of Pallas Athena, the bust of Pallas Athena, seen on the fireplace mantle, embodies wisdom. They choose strange words to put hyphens in to go to the next sentence. Anyway, who formatted this book? The magician manifests through the power of the mind. He was bold and confident, creator and master of his fate. He has developed the skills that enable him to reach his goals. His concentration, focus, and willpower are unmatched. Using these attributes can help manifest one's wildest dreams as manifestation in the basis of the magician. I said that right. Okay. The magician's power is eternal and can be harnessed by anyone who taps into his energy. Now it says your wildest dreams can come true. And that's something, that's why it's good to do self work because if you start to manifest in your wildest dreams, you know, are about like escapism, then it just might go a little haywire, but it's fine. Do it till done. Do your done and learn your lessons. All right. So let's see what the reading says for the magician. Oh, there's more. Sorry for the telltale heart. This entry features a quote from the Raven. Let it serve as an example of what you, as an embodiment of the magician. Oh, Kambar is right. Let it serve an example of what you, as an embodiment of the magician, can do. If you let your visions guide you and begin dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before, you will be well on your way to drawing the connections, seizing the opportunities, and marshaling the support to make your wildest dreams reality. It begins with a vision, followed by focus, strategy, and action. Yes, okay, and this is the reading. It's short here though. Get ready to apply your knowledge, creativity, and focus in order to manifest your dreams. You have the power and ability to make your dreams a reality. Be confident, take action, channel your energy toward a goal. Let your will, passion, and ego drive you. Visualize your dreams and goals and focus your energy into action. The magician understands that thoughts become things. Upright stands for manifestation, magic, concentration, individuality, clarity, will, creative power, intelligence, talent. Reversed, energy blocks, manipulation, confusion, wasted talent, negative use of the ego, and active, unaware. I like it says negative use of the ego. So you could tell this book doesn't destroy the ego, which is nice. I mean, it's a little warm in here. I think you guys get it. It's an Edgar Allan Poe book, so it would be crazy if it did attack. I mean, tarot. Be a little crazy if it attacked the ego and the shadow and the dark side of things. Yeah, so I guess that's what this is really all about. And this is one of the readings that I do, three card pull. So what I'll do is I'll just shuffle the deck up and either a card, sometimes a couple cards will fall out. If it's a bunch of cards, I just kind of, But if it's like one, two, three cards or whatever, well, sometimes they'll fall out. Other times I'll just place them there and cut the deck where it feels appropriate. And the middle card that either falls out or that I pull, that card represents the present moment, what's going on right now. And the card on the bottom I use to represent the past of the situation, a little bit of history, a little context. And then the top card, I like to look at as a path forward. I don't like to call a future because we all know the future is not even real. So why? I mean, the past isn't real either, but it's always good to look to the past for guidance sometimes when you need to and kind of look ahead to the future. We're going to put your next footstep. And apparently I'm going to put mine into the Ten of Swords twice. That's good though. I feel like change is on the horizon for a lot of different things. It seems that right now people are going crazy out in the world. The world is on crazy fire. What's the it's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine, right? I mean, these days, what if anything is real? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what? Nothing's real, or it's all real. It really just depends. It really just depends on what you think is real, for what you say is real. Israel. All right, I'll stop babbling. But yeah, anyway, it's really crazy from what I understand. I know a lot of people are checking out of this realm, famous people, which is another interesting thing because it seems to me that a lot of people are kind of having to make a choice, right? It's like you could use the allegory of reality tunnel cementing. That's kind of how I feel. Like it's some sort of experience that we're having, and people right next to us in this realm are having a different experience. My cats are real, ha. And this end of the world is pretty interesting. Yeah, it's a interesting time to be alive. Honestly, I don't pay attention to anything. I have a group chat with two good friends, that two guy friends that just anytime somebody dies, shout out to my friend Smokey. He must have a monitor on that or something. There must be an app. Right? I think it just gets buzzed because like he knows right away when people pass away that are of any noteworthiness, right? And he makes a joke usually, which is pretty cool. Um, I know what is it, Hulk Hogan, Chuck Mangione, Ozzy Osbourne. It's like all these 80s icons are just checking the F out. And I remember the 80s pretty well, I entered the 80s at 3 and I turned 4 in that July of 1980. And I remember thinking to myself, damn, this is going to be a crazy decade. These 80s, boy, I tell you. And I knew I was right. Even when I was 4, I'm like, man, what is that, my diaper? I don't know. Do you wear diapers when you're 4? And probably not. I s- anyway, yeah, so I think that it's just shifting or things are splitting. It's like a splitting time. You could see everywhere. People are going crazy more than ever about, you know, elected officials. Like I get on my Instagram and I am just like, I don't really go on very often, but I'll just see even the people like people what they use as they're just fired up about elected officials. I'll just put it that way, man. And I get it, they're not my favorite people either. So, but I feel like what happens when you start to get into this stuff and obsessed or even casually observing it and you start to your attention wanders and you're like, oh, that damn elected official, you know, we'll just make up a fictitious name, Ronald Thump, right? This Ronald Thump guy, we need to fucking right. And what happens is there's all this great stuff going on around you, and there's probably other people seeing you freak out, and they might not be on the same level as you. And they're like, this guy, I don't know if I'm gonna let this guy watch my cat anymore. My cat sitter is freaking out on Tumblr. I don't know. This isn't a reference to anybody. I'm just generally as I scroll through and see people, the masses, they're either really on board with this Ronald Thump or they're just like, no, thank you. We need to just treat this guy like he's I don't know, man, a pariah. Like a, anyway, so I get it. People get, I'm so funny. I already lost my lighter. It's gonna be all right. I got like three right here. People get very obsessed, and I understand the psychology. We talked about it, we broke it down, and we could talk about that for a day. But all I'm saying is, if you want to do it, it's your choice in this realm. But your energy or your attention starts to wander and get stuck in it, and then it starts to flow there, and everybody around you suffers, you suffer. It's to your own detriment because instead of, like it said in The Magician, creating this your wildest dreams. My wildest dreams I can make come true. I mean, I'm already mostly there. I have humble dreams. Where my kitties aren't here. I think they're sleeping. We had a fun thing today with stuff at the house. But anyway, yeah. So if you allow your attention and stuff to go out to the other way, and I know, yeah, I've said this so many times, I'm just gonna say it slowly and take a sip of my amazing lemon balm. This stuff is the bomb, T. It really, I feel like it's true. I don't know. Whereas, where you're building this reality tunnel for them, your powers of manifestation are literally going out the door to somebody else, and you hate it. It's so funny. It's like dysfunctional relationship that you have with the world. You don't got to do nothing. Listen, I'm not here to tell anyone to do anything. I'm sorry. You're right. When I say you got it, I'm just saying like if you're looking for something to do and you're having a rough time, could it be all you got to do is fix your relationship? You have a dysfunctional relationship right now with the world, right? And you're going, oh no, the world is not perfect. And God's going, I don't know, I'm pretty sure I created it. Whoa. And that means it's perfect. It's hard to explain my chair setup. I have tried to on other podcasts, but anyway, I have this standing chair that I can just stand, but I can also make it a stool, and that's what I'm doing. So if you're wondering why I'm all over the place, anyway, just keep your attention on yourself, in your own stuff. And I don't know. I was probably saying something else. I am just all over the place today. It's great. I have other stuff to talk about though. I'm kind of just scatting here. Um, but I think you'll see it. I mean, maybe I don't know. There's like a Lionsgate going on coming up, and I don't pay attention to the enough to. Oh, that's what I was saying. Fix your dysfunctional relationship with the world. That's what it is. Because if you can not be a victim, if you can, it's so, and it's not that it's easy, but the concept is simple. If you could just adjust your relationship the way you feel with the world, because right now most people feel like a victim with all this shit that's going on. And if you could just adjust it and say, oh, maybe all those people in, this Ronald Thump, maybe Ronald Thump is sent by God to just, because God works in mysterious ways, you know? So sometimes it's Ronald Thump. I don't know. But if you could fix your relationship with the world and just see that maybe it's all happening for a reason. Maybe on some spiritual reason that I can't understand because it's a mystery. And who would I know? Because I'm not God. I mean, I could be God. But from this perspective that I have from this limited mortal viewpoint, it just doesn't make sense to me, And I'm like, I could just be upset, be like, why? Why did Boston Market close? No. Uh, why? Why? Anyway, it's gonna be all right. Oh, or you could just, say, maybe Boston Market closed because, I needed better ways to figure out how to eat instead of eating at Boston Market every day. No, I didn't eat there every day. Anyway, what do they say? Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. There's this wise song that said that once. Closing time. Um, yeah, so I think it really is could be that simple. It really could be that easy. And I think that we're just being big babies, me included. I'm talking to myself. I'm talking to you, Brandon. I gotta look at the camera. I'm talking to you, even though I can't see myself. Isn't that weird? They should put a camera in the middle to, come on, man, it's 2025. I thought by now we'd have cool stuff, but instead, once a week, I get to work at a grocery store and ring up and bag all my own stuff and get yelled at by the cash register every time. It's impossible to get the first item in there, just so you guys know, quick enough before the register tells you to bag it. I've done it. I've tried. It doesn't work, and then now I just work there once a week, and no cameras in the middle of. Well, maybe some computers have it. I don't know. Anyway, we get Zoom and fucking what's the other one? Chat GPT or whatever. I just so you guys know, I use no, and this isn't me being fucking cool. Like I'm not like I'm so cool. I don't have to do this. You guys are. I never use Chat GPT, and it's not because I'm cool. It's just because I'm fucking lazy, probably. I don't know, man. I guess it's part of the search engine I use. There's like a AI in there, but like, unless I had questions about Dune, but I like to ponder those myself. I really don't care about anything. That sounded wrong. That I would need Chat GPT for. I care about my lovely wife and family and my cats and all you people. But what I'm saying is I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, I just again nothing against it. I'm not like some retro cool dude. It's weird. Anyway, I had a feeling like I was gonna go somewhere with that. Don't you guys feel like when you watch the show, it's always gonna go somewhere and it never does, but then you're always so entertained? That's what I do. How did I get to ChatGPT? Anyway, if there's some people in the chat, let's see if there's some people in the chat that like to like me to pull a card for them, we could totally do that. Let's see. La 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 la. I don't know why I can't see all this stuff. Oh well. I'm just gonna have to trust it. It's working. You guys seem cool. All right. Anyway, I don't see anything in the chat, so we look like we're good. We're good. Yeah, I don't know. That's what I would say I mean, I can't, it's not like I could prescribe a certain prescription for people because I haven't even really been on social media at all. And it's not even like I try, I just stopped doing it one day and then once in a while I do it. So I don't even know it's kind of just a thing, I guess. But I would say just that show out there right now is crazy for a reason. They need your attention. Could it be? I think the times when it's not crazy is when they don't care and they really don't need your attention, or maybe the time is not as magical. I mean, I feel like you can always manifest, but maybe these few years have just been, since 2020, they've really been grabbing people's attention and they've had it. I mean, people that were just gone, they got them back, baby. But anyway, all right, let's see. We'll pull a card for Spoons because she's been so amazing. Number two person in the chat, and then for Amerson because she was the first one in the chat. She might have even suggested this idea. All right. Is that what deck would you guys if you're listening still and you want I have the Edgar Allan Poe deck, I have my Crowley deck, I have a Rider Waite, it's the Smith one, the borderless one without borders, boundaries. It's crazy, right? Oh, and also I'd like to give a shout out to my friend Michelle uh from JD Wellness. We recorded something this week and it's going to be coming out. I think it's going to hit YouTube Monday, so I'll promote it on my channel. So you guys look for it. It won't be playing here; it'll be playing on her channel. So check it out. We talked for about an hour exactly, about an hour exactly, and it was a lot of fun. What other deck do I have? And I have another deck, which aha, this is the other deck I have. The Hermetic Tarot. I have the Hermetic. Hermetica. I have just a stack of tarot decks. I also I also have my Lord of the Rings tarot on that shelf right there. And my what one is that called again? I don't know. It's not the Golden Tarot, it's something like that. And then I also have a Crowley one. It's not the Thoth deck, it's a deck that was like made inspired by Crowley or whatever. Anywho, let's pull a card for Spoons. Oh, the Two of Cups. Here we go. Oh, what a good card. La 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 la. Cool. Sounds fun. I don't have any preference. One of these days when you come across that blind spot deck, I want to see what I get now. Yeah, I have the blind spot deck right here. But what I don't have is the book. We just moved some stuff around, so it's in a we have tons of books, so I just gotta find it. But anyway, yeah, when I dig the book up, I'll let you know. I'll give you a reading. Yeah, Two of Cups, what a great. I've seen that. See, it's funny because this deck I've worked with I mean, not a ton like the Rider Waite, but I have worked with it a good amount. I've had it for 2.5, 3 years now. I've had it, and these cards that I got, like the Ten of Swords I got last night, that Knight of Wands. Now, the Knight of Wands didn't come out in my reading, but it was behind another card. And that's another thing you could do. If you ever want clarity, just look at the card behind your card for clarity. My thing with the tarot, and we'll get into that next. I'll talk about that a little more as I do this card pull for my good friend Spoons. You don't ever want to be scared of the tarot, right? It's like if you had a compass and you were like, man, I keep that compass in a lead lined box because that compass freaks me the fuck out. I use it when I need to go north, but man, that compass scares the shit out of me. It's haunted. It's the same thing. It's like a Ouija board. Yeah, I wouldn't suggest fucking around with it and giving it to kids. But what I mean is it's just like a tool. Same thing with a hammer, though, right? You don't want to give a hammer to a kid or somebody who might be psychologically a child because, let them figure it out on their own because they could do more damage than harm sometimes. I mean, than good, more harm than good. Uh, so my thing is that don't be scared and don't take it too seriously. You know, this is all my point of view, but don't take the tarot too seriously. Don't take anything too seriously. But and the reason I say don't take the tarot too seriously is because so many people get scared. Like, oh no, am I gonna get the death card? I randomly know Ten of Pentacles. I am I gonna get the death card or like the Tower is a scary one? Or the Ten of Swords, perfect example. Like I could have freaked out. I was a little like, whoa, but then I thought about it and I recited the litany against fear. I was all like, I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me. And when the fear has gone, I will turn the inner eye to see its path. With the fears gone, I fucked up. With the fears gone, there'll be nothing, only I will remain. He felt calmness return. Uh, that's a really good one. I'm just gonna say it once an episode. No, I probably won't do that. Anyway, don't be afraid of it. Don't put it on a pedestal, and don't put it in the pit. It's really simple. You don't worship it. It's just a deck of cards. If you drop one in the sink, it's fine. I don't know why you have a tarot deck in the bathroom, but it's okay. I've had a tarot deck fall into a river, but we rescued it right away, and it was fine. Uh, but anyway, don't worry about it, man, because that's the whole secret. Like you're looking at a tarot deck, and you're trying to like get the secret to life or whatever. You're trying to figure out where you are and get an idea and what can I do? And you're getting freaked out about the tarot. So it's like you're so close, right? You're trying to alleviate your anxiety, but you're allowing this tool that's ostensibly supposed to alleviate your anxiety and give you an idea, but you're allowing it to give you more anxiety. Does it sound familiar, everybody? I think we do that all the time in this society. It's fine. Anyway, yeah, don't take it too seriously. Just and the other thing I like to do is want to look at it like, what's my first impression? And I don't what's my first impression when I see this card is love. So this is great. This is a amazing auspicious omen for you, my friends spoons. That's all I got to say. Two people on a bridge with the chalices, and twos are great. Twos are all about feminine energy. It's all about, excuse me. Ugh, I had an eye itch and a throat thingy. It's all about, like, think of the high priestess and her energy. All right, did you think about it? But because it's a cup, it's a cup. It has all to do with what a cups hold. Whiskey. Cups hold water and whiskey and all kinds of different stuff. Liquid, but water mostly is the symbol, right? So you can even look at the high priestess and all the water aspects in there, to glean some more insight to this Two of Cups. But the Two of Cups, it's really about a balance, a union. It's about aligning the masculine and the feminine together. Am I right? Right? And working together with the masculine and the feminine and inside and getting a cohesive unit. So it's nice. It's a good, and then there's like a little baby with wings on there. There you go, a little baby's head. So let me see what now that's my interpretation. Now we're going to see what Edgar Allan Poe, well, obviously not Edgar Allan Poe, because unfortunately Edgar Allan Poe never created his own tarot deck. That would have been, if I had a time machine, all these people want to go back and kill baby Ronald Thump. I'm like, no, I would go back and say, Poe, please, can we work together to make a tarot deck? I'll even get cholera. I don't care. Anyway. Yeah, so let's see what the as I ponder with my tobacco. There was a rap tap tap at my chamber door. I thought, nevermore, Eleanor. You can't go down my stairway no more. You dead. You ain't even got no legs. There was a rap tap tapping at my chamber door. All right, the Two of Cups is what we're looking up. The Two of Cups is looking ups. Ace of Cups, that means the two is right here. And the Two of Cups is a beautiful card to receive, unless badly aspected. This is not a bad aspect, okay? It represents a relationship based on mutual attraction, respect, and love. There's a synergy that exists between you and your partner. Together, you feel like you can take on the world. You simply feel good when the other is near. The thought of this person makes you smile. Upon seeing him or her, your heart skips a beat. The Two of Cups represents any partnership that is symbiotic, loving, and trusting. Business associates are ruled by this energy. What kind of business were they talking about in the beginning of this paragraph? All right. A successful business could spring from your teamwork. Yeah, I mean, Spoons, check out her show. She has a show with Joe. Put a link in the thing in there, right? Yeah. Go check out their show, guys. I'm telling you, if you like my stuff, you'll love their stuff. All right, the only drawback is that this card has the energy of a two, which is an immature energy. However, there is a potential to build a rewarding relationship if you maintain trust, compassion, support, and honesty. Upright. It represents love, partnerships, passion, trust, exchange, symbiosis, communication, engagement, and marriage. Reversed, which it did not come reversed, but I like to let's try that again. I like to read the reversed meanings because it just gives you like an idea of, you'll see, watch. It's like the apophatic method. You see the opposite. What is not distrust, miscommunication, breakup, separation, divorce? That is not what love is. Or is it? Is this all love? What kind of love are we talking about? Anyway, great card for you, Spoons. I mean, who knows? It could represent all kinds of things. We're not just trying to say, ooh, Spoons is in love or something like that. But you know what? Good for her. Maybe it's on the horizon she doesn't know, or maybe it's something else. We'll see what God has in store for her. Nonetheless, it's a great card. All right. Let's shift gears a little bit. Let yeah, this tracks with several things I have going on currently, several new beginnings, and so far great relationships. See, there we go. Look at that. This deck. But this deck, I don't want to. Let's let Edgar Allan Poe go back to it because there's so many other great decks that I have, and I'll get on more to talk about readings too. So again, if you're new to the tarot and you get a new deck, they always say it's good to have a deck that's gifted to you. Gifting the night away. But who gifts tarots in this age? More everybody. You can gift me whatever you want if you go to morelawsmoreproblems.com. It's a website I've had since 2013. I've been on there trying to share my form of, or whatever I thought was truth at the time. A very common sense based approach, I feel, to life, laws at first, really, but then you could even correlate it to spiritual laws. That's why I'm so happy that I had the foresight to just be silly and try to copy Biggie with more laws, more problems, not Puff Daddy. And I said this in my last episode, by the way, guys. Listen, we should have all known about Puff Daddy. That's all I'll say, because Biggie, there's a lyric. He's like, I drink the, what does he say? I forget what Biggie says. Biggie's like, I should look it up, but I'm too lazy. He's like, it's a song. He's like, whatever. And he's like, and Puff Daddy drinks on the Baileys, on the rocks, tote gats to christenings or something like that. How they are. They tote gats. Listen, he toted gats. Biggie should have toted gats to LA, right? Anyway, I don't know who drinks Baileys on the rocks. And if you do, I'm not trying to offend you, but you're probably aren't trying to be a hardcore rapper or pose as one, right? That's what I'm saying. We all should have known it was all there all along. Anyway, I did talk about that Monday a little bit, but I don't know, man. I think it's. So anyway, a tarot deck. When you first get your tarot deck, you really, what I do, I'm just going to tell you what I do. I'm sick of telling people to do. What am I, some kind of control freak? I'm trying to control everyone's life. Do what you want. But what I do is I'll look through the deck myself and just kind of get a look at every single card. Oh, that's what I was saying earlier. I got sidetracked with this Poe tarot deck. I hadn't really, I guess I did that early, kind of went through fast. I don't know, but there were some cards that I didn't recognize that came up in those readings, and it was synchronistic and interesting. But we'll put that one away. Let's play with a more traditional deck now. It's gonna be all right. Now this is the Smith Waite tarot deck. It's borderless, which Michelle noticed when we recorded Borders, it had like no boundaries, no borders. I was like, haha, interesting there. Good catch. And then, of course, right on the Two of Swords, this is just there, but this card always follows me around. It's an amazing card. I feel like there's two swords inside Brandon. Can somebody please pull them out? It hurts. Ah. That's my show, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. I'll be here all week. I feel like I have two swords inside me. Can you please pull them out? They hurt. All right. Oh, look at this card. This is for Amerson. Queen of Cups. Great card. You got the water on the shore. So it's like you're on the beach with the cliffs, right? The pebbles. But then it morphs into this queen who's sitting there with this genie, like she's going to rub it and get three wishes kind of lamp looking thing. Or maybe she won a trophy. I don't know. And her amazing throne looks like a shell on top. She's got a crown. I'll try to hold it still for a minute. Yeah. You can see there's little angels up there, little cherubs. Little baby cherubs. There's a little baby cherub down there going high fives. Like, what's up, Emerson? How's your cat doing? So, Queen of Cups, great card. I don't have a book for this one particularly, but I can tell you about the Queen of Cups. Oh, let me tell you. Cups again, as we did. Oh, look, and other cups. Yeah. Prosperity, abundance, and sovereignty. There, you already put it there. So you know that was probably from Cups for Spoons, but we got another cup, so I didn't have to talk about that. And then the Queen Court cards, yeah, they could represent people, but they also represent energies, and the Queen is the chief of the feminine energy. And as a benevolent queen, you could totally rule a kingdom. You don't have to be a king. You can rule a queendom. Like you can rule. Yeah, it's queen's got a kingdom. I guess that is kind of weird, huh? A queendom. You can rule a nation. Yeah. There's really not a lot to say about that card. I mean, it's really self-explanatory. I think you got a lot of good things going on for you. And that queen, it doesn't even have to represent you. It could represent somebody in your life that's always there for you, that's feminine. It could represent your higher self that's always there for you, your guide, somebody who you've always depended on, right? Yeah, Queen Amber, there we go. I'm married myself to a queen. She's a Leo, so it embodies the queen totally. And I can tell you that there's so many great attributes to queen. So yeah, it's a great card. Let me say a little more though. I don't want it just to be like, oh, it's all in the card. Figure it out yourself. All right, that'll be $20. No. So yeah, I feel like it's pointing maybe to somebody in your life, maybe even your cat. I mean, there's energies and flows. Maybe it's even a departed one who is there and is watching over you and is so proud of you. Because I talk about this all the time, guys. There's people just pretend you're in the Truman Show, all right? That's what this realm is. Probably you watch that, it feels right. There's something you get a feel. So somehow we're being viewed. Could it be? There's people cheering for us, man. They're like, dude, he can do it. She can do it. Amberson, Amberson, Amberson A. is a queen of cups, and she's gonna kill it in this realm. She already is. Spoons is a master. She's killing it. And they're out there, they have like they're paint, they have like people all lined up. Like one person has an S, and then the other person has a P, and then the O went to the bathroom, so it says spawns, and they're like, get back here, O. And they're cheering for you guys. They have their shirts off. Sexy men for you guys. Yeah, I'm telling you, there's people just cheering us. They're probably not men because they're like spirits or whatever the hell. But I'm telling you, there's people, there's a presence. There's a box. What's the song that's start there? Uh, anyway, there's people rooting for us, and I'm really excited about it. They're doing laps, I'm telling you, victory laps for us in our name. Okay, so Queen, yeah, so we pretty much covered the Queen. I think I did enough. I just did some jokes in there to cover what I didn't talk about. That'll work. And then let's just see the top of the deck. Oh, look at this. Six of cups, more cups, 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 cups. We just came out of Cancer season too, so it's like all these Lenten cups are just waiting. Six of Cups is a great card. Card on the bottom, the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, did you have a decision that you had to make recently, or perhaps fate intervened in a way when you had something you were unsure about, and now you landed on the Queen of Cups, and that your way forward is the Six of Cups is just really to be just embody that. Just what is this gratitude, right? Just have gratitude. Six is another even number. That means good times are in store. Some nice even. Six is the number of the lovers card, another guy. It feels like there's a lot of love right now. Thank you guys. I feel like that's translating the people that are watching this, all the love is flowing through into these decks and just giving me the agape, the love, the attention is really what it is. Honestly, I feel your attention. I have a funny selfie here for you guys while I uh screw around. I don't even know what I'm doing. I just want to show you guys a selfie. I have nothing to do, but here you go. All right, guys, this is a meme I had. I was going through some pictures on my computer. I am not in my 30s, by the way, guys. I'm 49 years in this realm, but I saw this a couple years ago, and for some reason, it was still my computer. I thought it was hilarious. Guys in their 30s, selfies are always like, yeah. I love how there's no like punctuation. It's just like guys in their 30s, selfies are always like, and everyone's like, yeah, we get it. Such a cute little kitty. All right, you guys know the rest. Listen, no, nothing wrong with guys in their 30s. No, ill will to you guys. But I mean, if you're feeling something, then there's a reason. Do I have any other fun? Let's see what other fun art I can share with you guys. Let's see. I think I have another. La la la. Oh, they're on my phone. Okay, well, I'll talk to you guys. I can get it. But anyway, like I was saying with the tarot, so moving forward with that whole tarot thing, I'm kind of teaching how to give readings a little bit to yourself. And I really feel like tarot, the most important thing you can do with it is use it for self-work. Now, of course, I'm biased because I'm all into self-work and that's the thing, but I feel like that's the thing. Work on yourself and you can also help other people. Yes, that's what I do. Sometimes I'll give people readings and stuff like that, but it really is, I always point them toward working on yourself. There's nothing to do but realize you're perfect. And there's nothing I could do for anybody except not judge them. So powerful, man. You don't realize because when you judge somebody, no matter what they're doing, if they take out a crack pipe and hit it, and if you're not fucking cool, they're gonna know, man, and they're gonna think you're a cop. When everyone engages in behavior and you're just like, ugh, even if you don't say anything, they know it. They could just feel it. Oh, I have a feather in my cap. I got that yesterday. We went on a nice little hike. They could feel it. Or was it Tuesday day? Tuesday day, Mars Day. I got the feather. Anyway, they could feel it. They know, and then they kind of shut down. They put up the walls. They put up their barriers. They're like, "Oh no, you know why?" And it's nothing you did. Don't take it personally. It's not them. It's not you. It's because their whole life they were raised by people that didn't accept them. They were raised by people who were just like, ugh, "What do you mean you want to fucking be outside? You got to sit in this chair and memorize what I tell you to memorize." And spit these facts back and all this stuff, right? But we're not victims. I'm just saying most people are subjected to this and they were never able to really be themselves. So if you have somebody or somebody has a crazy addiction or some kind of thing that you really want to judge, it's probably because they went through trauma and they sense that you're not accepting their behavior. And I get it. There's a lot of behavior that's like, oh, that's atrocious behavior. What are you doing with yourself? You're hurting yourself. You're hurting everyone around you. People that see it just throw up. We gotta quit biting your nails. No, but I feel like if you don't judge them, you'll let them do it. Let them do it till they're done. Just be there for them. And I'm not saying to enable them exactly, I don't know. You got to figure it out for yourselves. I'm not here as a tour guide, man. I'm just saying if you cool it out with the judging and then you kind of see what happens because it's so easy to judge. And I was saying this. I think to Michelle, I say to everybody, I was probably just saying in my sleep. I think I was telling my cat the other day, I was like, listen, Snickers, the problem with this self-work stuff, with this occulted knowledge, with all this religious, new agey kind of, even the new whatever, all this stuff is that you learn what's wrong. What you learn what's wrong with the wrong behaviors and why. You're like, oh, people get trauma, and oh, and I know I did this at first a little bit too. Like, you don't look in the mirror with that lens. You want to look outside and decode everyone else. And you want to just, and it's fun to do. It's so easy to do. You just get stuck in it. You don't even know you're doing it. You're like, this person is fucking repressing this shit. And this fucking person over here is like in denial, and then this guy over here, and this fucking lady, and this kitty right here. And it's so easy to do that. And then you just become this expert that everyone comes to, and you could be like, listen, I know all your problems. I'll tell them all about you. I mean, I'll tell you all about your problems and how to fix them. And I think that is why healers and all that stuff exists. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Actually, it's a good thing if you could find someone. But the other half of that is you got to be able to hear it, and you won't be able to hear it if you haven't done some kind of self work. You'll be like, this person is a fucking asshole, and I'm gonna run away as fast as I can in the other direction and block them. Right? Because they're going to tell you exactly what you don't want to hear about yourself. Because you're like, I already know this. But really, that's why, in a way, this stuff that's one of the biggest hurdles, I think, to overcome. That's why this stuff is so hard. And that's why all the masters kept it secret. Because they're like, these people are just going to turn into a bunch of judging assholes. And then they're going to compete with me. They're going to sell my knowledge, but for different reasons, right? There's so many. So I get it. This is why the masters were like, F you, dude. And you had to like bang on their door and sleep there. You know, they had to know your level of dedication, and they had to see what you were made of. Are you someone who could see things through? And that's probably why they start you off with bullshit tasks. It's like in martial arts or in the military, right? Cleaning toilets and fucking all this shit, all this bullshit, because they want to see what you're made of. Can you do this and get screamed at every day and all this stuff and then freak out? And then if an insect bites you, are you going to scratch and freak out and give away your position to the enemy? Or are you going to take it like a man? And just, we used to stand there at attention in Paris Island, South Carolina. It was like September. In October, November is when I was there. And people say the summer's brutal there, which I'm sure it is. And even when I was there, it was hot. It was the beginning of September I got there. But man, it gets cold too. And just that, anyway. So we'd be standing there and they would just, they call them sand fleas. They're probably just gnats. They're just in your ears and nose, and we couldn't move. You have to be at attention. So anyway, they want to know what you're made of before they hand you a weapon. And that's really what this information is. It's a tool. It could be a weapon. I mean, people use it all the time for like pyramid schemes. We have the Great Pyramid Scheme here at the Brandon Bonanza channel, though. So if you want to be part of the Great Pyramid Scheme, just go to morelawsmoreproblems.com. Hit that thumbs up button for one thumbs up a week, or however many shows I do a week, for one thumbs up every time I go live or premiere. You too could be part of the Great Pyramid Scheme, and all that is just ascending your consciousness up and up and up, or down or sideways, or wherever it needs to go, without judgment. You can always come here. This is a no judgment zone. F Planet Fitness, all right, or whatever you guys have those. Like, this is a judgment free zone. Yeah, right. I went there before. I judged the shit out of everybody. Anyway, yeah, this is the kind of place where you hang out and we talk about all kinds of stuff like that, right? So back to the tarot readings again. You don't want to take it too personally. I mean, you don't want to take it too seriously. A lot of serious situations come up in life, but is it a serious situation in the physical, or just in the physical? I mean, is it serious in the spiritual too? Is it part of our lessons we're going to learn? Is it just the cosmic dance we're going in, and we're just like this tempo right now we're not excited about? Is that what's going on? So that's what I mean. Just be a little lighthearted when you're looking at it. Okay. So I talked about these cards, Anyone else in the chat? I could always pull a card for QSB. He was here earlier. Let's do that. Working on ourselves, the best gift we can give to others. A better one to us. A better us. Oh, a better us. Yeah. Yeah, a better us. Exactly. The best gift you can give to other people is a fucking chilled out version of you. And this is definitely going to be his card. It pop right out. Wow, this thing wants to talk. Oh, here we go. Seven of Wands. Great card. Now this it looks like confrontation and holding your ground, right? And steadying because sevens are a little rough and wands have to do with fire and magic. So maybe right now, quiet, sparky, Chris, you're in a spot where you have to defend with some fire. You got to fight fire with fire. Fight fire with fire. The ending is near. Um, Also, though, it could be something with creativity because that's what wands have to do with. So maybe it's an internal battle and you're figuring out what you want to create next, or maybe you're just honing, you're out there practicing your best creation skill against others, or maybe those other sticks because you can't see who's holding those. Maybe they're propped up by you for practice. So, seven of wands, though, it's like the chariot, you get sevens. So, the chariot is the seventh card in the major arcana, is what I meant. So it embodies a lot of that, but wands are fire, really, like I said, creation and action and passion and drive. It's about getting into gear. Let's try to get a little clarity of the situation. That's not the top card. That was the top card. Oh, the six. Look at that. So you might go back a step. Maybe you went a step too far, but the message is to go back one step, back to that six, the safety of the six. And the nine of cups, a lot of cups today. Look at that. What a great card. This is one on the bottom. This means that your family is all set and secure. That's your foundation, your love, all the stuff you've built, right? And they're behind you as you're out there in the world with that staff riding around, whacking out things and trying to figure out your creative ways in the world. Supporting good shows like this one. Thank you. Shout out to Quiet Sparky Bear. So another good reading and more cups too. We did get some wands. He's a little fiery today, but we got some cups. And a big one, a nine. That's the big one. The nine, arguably the best cup, depending on all the cups are equal, but if you're gonna talk about what it could mean, because 10 is always like the end of something. So it's more about like a finalization, I guess. Doesn't mean that a love is coming to an end or anything like that. It's just it could also represent a love becoming more secure, though, too. But nine is the number of the ego. So for the reader, for the person getting their cards read, it's a good card. Amazing. Yeah, so that's generally how I'll do it. You can look things up in a book. I recommend Michael Tessarion has a really good book. It's called a Path of the Fool, I believe. I'll look it up right now in my phone, the path of my phone, and I'll tell you about it. And I can even read the Seven of Wands from that book. I have it on Kindle version. Path of the Fool, yes, by Michael Tessarion, Tsarion. Let's see. Here we go. It is raining here. Oh, that's crazy. It was already on the Six of Wands, so I guess we'll read this then. New direction found, vitality, abundant energy, clear goals, strong focus, sense of purpose, strong identity, taking the lead, going it alone, accepting the odds. Yeah. So to me, this reading might seem to you, Chris, to be like maybe whatever it is you're doing, you have to take a step back a little bit to get back to that six, because this is like all about the mastery. And maybe whatever you do, then you could go ahead forward in that direction again and be better. I don't know. That's just what I'm saying. But the Seven of Wands, holding our ground, standing up against resistance, defending our position, defending beliefs, taking on challenges, delivering a challenge, fighting for others, rightness, morality, virtue, heroism. Sometimes when you're fighting, the best thing is to just step back you know, and stop the fight and just show them what an amazing person you are and let your own actions speak for yourself. That's what this is telling me because you're a great person. Anyway, I'm sure you're doing fine. I'm getting hyperbolic and excited. But I'm sure it's all stuff we need to hear, right? I'm sure if you go back and listen to this, you'll be like, oh my God, that's what I needed to hear. I'm just saying it's the way it works. It's not an egoic thing. I'm not saying I'm the best reader ever, anybody. No, I just say when I take my time and attention, uh, and take time out of the day to give it to you amazing people that the universe reciprocates and gives you guys the messages you need to hear. Could it be? Or maybe somebody else listening needed to hear that message. Maybe that card wasn't for Chris. If that message sounded like something that applies to you, take it as an omen, man. You know, take a step back. Let your actions speak. You don't got to fight. You ain't got to defend no truth. Truth will speak for itself. All right. What else can we do? This is exciting. I'm actually pretty excited about reading the Dune novels. Even if I have to read it to my cat, I really, I that's what people don't realize. They're like, how can you just talk? I'm like, because I guess it's my ego. That's why I'm glad they didn't destroy it because it just loves itself and it'll just fucking talk all day. And that used to make me grow. I'd be like, ugh, I didn't like my voice. But once I got some self-love in me and started to nurture that and see and take a look around objectively at things and be like, you know what? I do have a pretty amazing voice and I have a lot of cool things that people want to hear. And I'm good enough, man. I'll do it. And that's where I'm coming from, that spirit. So honestly, I could just talk. Speaking of talking all day, let's take a moment of silence. Let's have a moment of silence for Hulk Hogan, right? And I'll drink my tea. And I'm not even being funny. That guy, man, he entertained so many people. You know, you say what you want about him. Honestly, I don't know if he's a pedophile. I'm not defending it. I don't pay attention, so I'm just saying. I'm just saying in the 80s, a lot of showmanship. I don't know really though, because I don't watch anything. Anyway, moment of silence. Mmm. Brother, your moment of silence. All right. Um, what was I gonna do? How long have I been going now? How long we been on this train? YouTube won't tell me because I can't scroll over. I don't know what to do, YouTube. Oh, okay. Well, I've been on Zoom for an hour and 14 minutes. So I must have been going for over an hour because I think I started pretty close to on time and it's seven. Oh, yeah. All right. So I really only planned on doing an hour. So I mean, I can wrap up a little bit. I'll finish up by just talking more about the tarots to make this kind of a cohesive thing about tarot readings. If you're still listening and you're thinking to yourself, how am I going to do tarot readings? Really, that's what it is. It's just when you look at the cards, the best way to get a reading, I'll say is, get a little bit into numerology, just kind of get an idea of what the cards, I'm sorry, what numbers mean and are trying to say to you. And you can really do that also by looking at the major arcana. And after you get a good grip on 1 through 10 of the major kana na na na, then you could start to look at the other cards and embody that, and then you just see what the symbol is. So if it's a cup, like, well, what does this have to do with love and emotions and things that are held in a cup? And then fire, wands are about fire and creation. Think of like a magical wand, and uh, and it's in the creation of inner realms too. Really, it's like about your thoughts. How can they align up to create in the world what you want? If you have all these thoughts about what you don't want, and that's all that's going to happen, then, right? You're so worried about money and bills and what's going to happen. Shit's going to happen then. But if you're focused on the future and going forward, then maybe it won't happen so much. I don't know. I don't want to make claims. Yeah. So anyway, then the swords are all about communication and air. And then you cross reference with the number, 8 of Swords, kind of get an idea. And then the final suit that I didn't mention is Pentacles. And Pentacles have everything to do with the earthly realm, family, career, how you support yourself in this world. And once you have a kind of a general idea what that means, just pick up any card and look at it. Here, look, Three of Wands. What could this mean? Could I be pondering the future because I'm looking out forward away from the person? You know, three wands. Am I holding on too tightly to one, maybe? Or I'm on to the next one? Maybe this is the one that's going to help me. Maybe I have one wand conscious that I know is helping me, and there's two behind me that I don't even know that are helping me. It's an unseen force that's helping you in this realm. You know, there's the ways symbolically to kind of decode it. It's just what do you get when you look at it and you feel? That's really what I could say is the best way to do a tarot reading. You know, just go off of your instinct or feeling. And most people are like, I don't feel nothing, Brandon. Well, then get Michael Tessarion's book and start there. You know, it really is just like I said, it's like a compass. It's the best thing I could say about it. And then you could do that. So that's a three-card reading, and then sometimes you don't have that much time. Sometimes you have to make a decision, or sometimes you are. Let me get the Thoth deck out for this one. The third and final deck. Let's use three decks today, everybody. We'll use my Aleister Crowley Thoth. Thoth. All right, let me get the skins off. Got the two top cards. Now, if you have a problem or you're sitting at home bored and depressed and you don't know what to do, or something comes up and you're like, what is this? What could this mean? You're like, you know what? Let me shuffle my Crowley deck. Let's see what we can do. Let me just. All right. Yay, la. All right, you shuffle it up. You get it ready. Let me just. Too many tarot decks. Too many tarot decks are getting stuck on my desk. Too many puppies. There we go. All right. Put this one back with that one. And now we will pull. My hair got stuck. My hair's in here, so you know it's a good one. You know it's a good one in here. The Prince of Cups. Just saw this card the other day. See, so I'm pulling cards for you guys to show you, but I'm just sitting here getting all these messages, and I'm like, all right, I get it, cards. Hang on, I'm trying to do a podcast. How can I embody the Prince of Cups? Well, you know, this is something you can even any kind of problem or whatever you're having, you could just this is a good because really what you're doing is you're just telling the universe, you know, I'm looking for answers. I'm not being a victim. I know I can overcome this. What's the way to overcome it? And you see this guy. What's he doing? He's oops. And then death came. Dun dun dun. That's hilarious. What did I do with the other card? Oh, I cut the deck. I'll show you what I did. I'm silly. I cut it, right? And then I put it back sideways. And I thought I put the Prince of Cups on the top. So I pulled the top. So the top card is the death card. So scary. Talk about that in a minute. Anyway, if we're doing a one card pull, right? So maybe it's telling me to end the show. All right, enough. Put a fork in it. Prince of Cups. It's telling you to rise above the situation. There's a lot of turbulent, there could be some turbulent waters, right? You get on your little freaking eagle and you rise above it. How do you rise above it? That's up to you. Gratitude is the attitude. If you're in a situation and it seems overwhelming and everything's terrible, just try to point to what you're grateful for or what you can learn or thank the universe. You know, it could be worse, say, and say, thank you. This could be worse. This sucks. I'll figure it out. Or if you're just trying to make a decision, maybe the decision is to just rise above the situation. You know, I was going to confront this person and establish a boundary because I really want them to see it my way. You know, I think my way is logical. I talked to a bunch of people. It made sense. I Googled it. Chat GBT agreed. And Google. They all say I'm right. So does my pastor. And even my cat sitter says I'm right about this. So I'm going to confront this person and I want him to admit to me, right? Maybe that's where you're at. You're like, but let me pull a card first. Maybe this card is telling you, you know what? Person that wants to do all that stuff that I just mentioned, maybe you should just get on your osprey, right? Your sea eagle with your chariot and just rise above it and fly over that turbulence. You don't have to establish a boundary. This is something we talked about with Michelle. It's a great point she made. You don't have to announce that you're establishing a boundary. Just establish the boundary and deal with the person in the way you can, you know? I don't know. Oh, the Hermit. That was on top of the other deck. See, look at all these. I got this one the other day. Now that's my card, right? So we'll say these are the omen. Let's look at the bottom too. It's just for the Three of Cups. More cups. So that's the base, the foundation, and I say those are the three readings that I did, right? The three readings. What did I do? I rose above it. I flew in and I talked and I spread the emotion and the love. And then what did I do? But like all good things must come to an end. Da 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 da. The Hermit and Death, they got to do their dance. We're out. Really quickly about the death card since we pulled it up. It's just really about an end of a cycle. Something's ending. Things need to end so other things can begin. We just talked about this year. This is what this year is all about, 2025. And if you think 2025 is bad, I don't know. Then it might get worse. I don't know. I was trying to do something, but it didn't come. All right. So yeah, again, another shot at that one. It's about endings. And then Hermit, what can we learn when we go within? What can the hermit learn when he goes within, away from people, away from the advice of others? What can we learn? But we must come out. Remember, we cannot stay a hermit forever, Brandon. I'm talking to myself here. And now I will share with you my magical wand that I have found on the beach, the lovely beaches of Milford, Connecticut. It's a nice piece of driftwood, but it also looks like a deer foot. I don't know if you could. Looks like a deer. I guess not from this angle. Oh, no. There it is. There it. Look, it's like a deer hoof. Get over here, deer. How dare you? I'm just gonna bop people with this when they say something to me. How dare you? What do you think? How dare you? Puns? Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll be into puns and won't call the police because I hit them because they're into puns. Like, dude, that was a great pun. I was gonna totally rat you out. All right, the death card is speaking to me again. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Listen, more laws, more problems.com. That's my website. If you guys want to check out my blog, I should put out a new blog post soon. But there's a really good one on there about waking up. You know, if you just woke up and what's going on. And there's a ton of other stuff on there about like stuff that's come true, you know. And all that good stuff. But that's the website. Make sure you hit thumbs up, subscribe, all the good stuff. What else do I got to tell you to do? Yeah, that's it. Thumbs up, subscribe. Random Bonanza is the YouTube channel. That's all the I don't know. I also have a BitChute channel. Go to More Laws, More Problems. I think it's called More Laws, More Problems, my BitChute channel. If you're into BitChute, man, go check it out because all my stuff, pretty sure it still gets uploaded over there. This saint of a man started hooked us up with his algorithm or something. I think that's what happened. I don't even know. Sometimes it's like we just live in this magical realm, and when you want things to happen, they just do. Like when you want me to go live, sometimes I just do. All right, everybody. Well, I really appreciate this. I had a great time. Thank you guys for hanging out with me this whole time. I had a great time. And oh yeah, that's what I'm sitting here and I'm like, I know I was forgetting something. It's my amazing theme song. Where'd it go? Where did you go? Theme song. Oh, here it is. Okay. Let me reset it so we can get it from the beginning. All right, guys, I want to play the theme song and get the F out of here. Thank you, guys. Look forward for more shows. I'll have a couple other ones coming out next week, and maybe I'll pop on and do a drive or something. All right, guys. There it is. Have a good one.
Bonanza, we're hanging out. It's the Brendan Bonanza Show. Bonanza, we're hanging out on the Brendan Bonanza Show. Hanging Bonanza Show.
Shout out to Quentin Farrell.